What's up, people? Mentality Focus Podcast, episode number 4. So let's get started. What we're going to talk about today is so prevalent nowadays, so prevalent. Talking about laziness. How do you overcome laziness? Why is everybody lazy nowadays? Why is everybody not doing anything? And how do you get out of it? It's a very interesting, very interesting subject, and like so prevalent. I believe everybody at some point or another has struggled with laziness. I think it's inevitable for everybody. For everybody, sooner or later, like laziness is going to hit you like at one point or another in life. So I remember, for example, for in my case, that when I was young, I just used to play video games like all the time. There was basically no stop. Like I wake up in the week during weekdays. It was basically going to school, like coming home, like cracking open energy drinks or like drinking Coke, and just playing up until like I was too tired to play to. But ultimately, like doing nothing productive, nothing that would add any value to my life, because I was too lazy to do anything, too lazy to do a sport. If there was somebody that told me to do a sport, I was resisting because I didn't want to do anything. And that's if I remember from that time, like I felt crap about myself, but you but I didn't understand why. Why would you feel crap the moment like that you're drinking energy drinks, like you're having a good time, you're playing video games, you get your like you get yours in some way, you're entertained, like you're watching movies and that kind of stuff. So how is it that you feel bad after just a day of doing nothing? It doesn't sound logical. It doesn't sound logical at all. But the thing is that human beings, we are made to do stuff like all day. We should be, if it wouldn't be for all this technology, we would be, from the moment we wake up in the morning till like late in the evening, we will be walking, we will be doing a sport, like we would be doing sports, we will be doing a lot of stuff. But because nowadays we have all this technology, there's like it will just show up in the supermarket. Just show up in the supermarket, like your mom will probably bring it to you, or like your girlfriend will bring it to you, or whatever. So there's no need for you to if you can live all your life. You can live like this, like just play video, like you go to work, some office job, like sitting at your desk and coming home and just playing video games all day. You could live like that. um, but yeah, like it's it's a guaranteed recipe. It's a guaranteed recipe for being unhappy, because you're not any. All people should be like human beings. We are designed to always strive for something, to always strive for something, and build something of value for ourselves, or for those around us. So that's why it's extremely important for your happiness, and for your own pride, to work on something, or to work on yourself. So laziness is the biggest inhibitor that people have nowadays. People are just, they have goals, they want to achieve things, but it's just they cannot get up moving. That's the issue. That's the issue for them. So the reason ultimately that everybody is lazy nowadays, because everybody is so used to it. Like you're born basically in all this comfort with all these video games, and with like your mom that brings you food, and it's okay. Like it's okay if you're just sitting there in your chair, like in the attic or in the basement of your parents' house, and just playing video games, like until forever comes. So what I realized at some point when I was when I was fat, when I was not training, when I was just basically not doing anything, playing way too many video games and such, is that laziness is a loop. And that's also the reason like why that everybody's lazy, because you were born in this state. You were born in this state, and you're so used to it because you've never known any different. Because everybody, we grew up in the we grew up with all this technology in the last like that only came to be like in in maybe the last 10 years. So like what's like if you're under 30, if you're under 30 of age, like somehow you have learned how to deal with this. You were born in this situation where you have all of this technology around you all the time. So you were born to not go out and play football, or like play basketball on some court, because you were just stuck inside all the time. So yeah, laziness. It's super important to understand. Laziness is a loop. You're lazy because you're not doing anything, and then you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything because you're lazy, and it goes like this, like this, like this, like this. But also, there's also the opposite side of the coin, which is that being active, being productive, building something for yourself in your life, it's also a loop. You go you go to the first thing you do tomorrow in the morning. Yeah, you go to the gym. You already have done something productive in the day. You have more energy because you're training your body, and you're moving your body, and your body knows like, oh yeah, like I woke up and I'm ready for a productive day. You went to train, etc. Came home. Now what else is there to do? There's something else productive that you need to do, because you're in that loop. It becomes uh, the moment you start to embark on, the moment you start to the moment you start to work on this, it becomes it will become natural for you to always look for, okay, what's the next productive thing that I'm going to do that day. So first you're working, first you're going to the gym, like you come home, and instead of playing video games, you're thinking like, well, yeah, let's, like I always wanted to start my own company, like let's work on that. Like I always wanted to make a career shift, like let's do that. I know I needed to learn these skills, like let's do that. Instead of instead of doing stuff that is completely unproductive and not adding any value to my life. It is a positive, like it reinforces each other. That's why that's why I always emphasize that you start, even if you're like a complete, like you're complete slacker, like you're not doing anything with your life. You start with your health, because that's where it's, for me at least, that's where it started for me. Like you always, you manage that you're always training, and that you're always moving your body, because a healthy body is a healthy mind. The moment you can think clear, you can make better decisions. You're making better decisions. You start to think about your future. You start to think about, okay, like what should I do like right now? What should I do like right now, that in like a couple days, a couple months, a couple years from now, that I've built something. I've built something for myself, or like something, like something for somebody, for the people around me. But in the end, like something of value, something that something that is worth doing for you. And of course, like for everybody is different. Somebody might you some people they have like way more ambition than others have. But ultimately, do something productive. That fits with your goals, and fits with your that fits with your that fits with your ambition, and with the goals that you have for your life. So I think that's all that I have to say for this topic for today. Very short one. Um, Soon we will have some more. We have some longer form content coming in interview format as soon as Alan is back. So yes, like soon we'll get this we'll get this cracking, and of course in um, tomorrow there will be another episode. So peace.